All right, today we are going to look at how to make shapes in Photoshop. So what we're going to work on is we actually are going to make a copy of this document right here. So to get started, we're going to go into Photoshop. So here I go, CS4, already got that running. I'm going to go up here to File, New. And this is fine. I'm just going to go ahead and make a US paper size document because that's the size this is. I can give it a name. I'm going to call it Photoshop Shapes 1. There is actually a Shapes 2. And then all the rest of these things should be fine. So I'll click OK. And now we're ready to get started. The first thing that we want to do is we're going to make a black square using the rectangle tool. So in Photoshop, give myself a little bit of working room here. What we want to use is the Shapes tool. And here is my Shapes tool. And you can actually see there's several different options for the Shape tool. I'm going to pick the Rectangle tool. And you need to make sure when you're using the Shapes tool, you get your options up here along the top. Make sure you click here, Shape Layers. Here I want my rectangle. Right here I want Style to be Default Style or None. And now I can change my color. On the document, the color is black, so I'll go in here and drag down to the bottom, get a nice black right here, tell it OK. Now I'm ready to draw my square. So all I need to do is click, hold, and drag, make a nice looking square. Bam, there it is. Now what I'll do is I'll go to the text tool here, and I'll click under my square. Make sure I've got a font I can read. 24 should be okay. So let's go ahead and, you know what, I think, yeah, it's going to be blue. Let's make it the text black. Click under the square, and I'm going to type rectangle square. And what that says is we use the rectangle tool and we made a square. I'll go back up here to my move tool and reposition this text so it's exactly where I want it. It's actually a little bit large. We can actually make it a little smaller like so. Perfect. Hit return to solidify that, and now I'm good. There's my first shape. Let's make another shape. The next is just using the rectangle tool to make an orange rectangle. Easy enough. I'll go back down here to the rectangle. All these are set correctly except my color. I need an orange, a little brighter. Maybe let's go about there. Tell it OK. And now I'll just click, hold, and drag. There's a good orange rectangle. Now I go back again to the text tool and just type it in, rectangle. Done and done. Now you would continue going through the list here. For example, for the rounded rectangle, I would go back to the shape tool, but now instead of here, rectangle tool, I'll go here, rounded rectangle tool. And you would change your color, grab a green, and you'll see this rectangle has slightly rounded edges. When you get here and you're ready to do the ellipse, I would go here to the ellipse tool, change your color again. You can see I can go through this pretty quickly. Ooh, change the color of my rectangle. I'll make my ellipse kind of like so. When you get to the Polygon tool, you'll find here in Shapes, here's the Polygon tool, and look, I can change the amount of sides that it has. So for example, if I have 5 sides, let's change my color real quick here. if I have 5 sides on my polygon, I get a pentagon, like so. However, what if I want to make a triangle? I can go back to the polygon tool, tell it 3 sides. Now it makes a triangle. Got it? You'll go through and make all of these shapes on Photoshop Shapes 1. Then there is an additional Photoshop Shapes 2 here. And you'll make these as well. All right? All right. Get to work. Have fun.